Alright guys, I'm Rabia.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Sounds Like on Andertons TV.
Yes it is!
Guess what, Matt?
Guess what, Beer?
We're filming Sound Like again.
We are back. It's 2019, the year of the tortoise, and we're here at Andertons in Guildford.
Yeah, it's been a while. In fact, it's been a few months.
It's been a good few months.
We're back, and we thought we'd start. This is the first video of the shoot.
You could say the boys are back in town.
You absolutely could. And to that end, tenuous link. It's not really that tenuous. We're doing Thin Lizzy buy busting.
Buy busting. No budgets, no limitations. How much money can we spend? Although it's not about that. It's just about finding fairly accurate gear to replicate their sound.
Yes, it is. But money's no object in this case. So let's just take the Michael.
Let's do it. Well, we did it about 2.5 years ago. We did the without busting. Time has flown, and we thought we did a pretty good job. Here's a bit of a recap.
With all that in mind, we're going to do the complete opposite of what we did in that video, except it's going to sound hopefully better. So,
and by the opposite, we're still going to play similar songs by the same band, but so it'll be quite similar.
With regards to budget, let's go find some guitars.
Bye.
Into the land of guitars, first and foremost.
Gibson guitars specifically today.
Yeah, they use Les Pauls. I used the Les Paul last time.
Yeah, I used an SG last time.
Yes, you did.
The mini humbuckers.
But the thing is that, if you watch a lot of the live footage too, they just jump around, but mainly there's a Les Paul in the mix.
There is, and I've got a bit of a difficult one, so I'm Scott Gorham in this equation. And I'm just looking over there, there's some Firebirds with the mini humbuckers, and they're the only guitar currently in store with mini humbuckers in our kind of budget range. However...
sounds like, not looks like.
It sounds like, not looks like. However, Rabia did mention that there's a lot of live footage with Les Paul.
Just doubling up on the Paul.
In general, but I know it's Les Paul Deluxe specifically he used, so I've got a conundrum. Shall I go Firebird with the mini humbuckers, or just go LP? Well,
while you work that out, I'm going to get myself a really expensive Les Paul. So, really, do you just go the most expensive? Because when you think about it, this is a 59, so it's going to have a really good sound. That was so naive, and what I just said was, oh, it's 59, it's going to sound great. But genuinely speaking, their guitars would have been from 60s or 70s, I'm assuming. And when they got famous, they bought whatever they wanted. But at the time, being that they were famous back then, it would have been an old Les Paul. So, with that in mind... these are all 59s. That's a 58. I like that one, though. I'm going based on feel right now. I'm going to get the 58. It's a Les Paul. This one looks really nice. There you go. This is the one I'm going to get because it looks really nice.
Right, so I found this. It's a 59 with a 58 neck, so somewhere in the middle. I realise, before you all jump down my throat, that this does not have many humbuckers. But I'm going to take a punt and say that I think with a Les Paul, we can get close enough.
I think so, and when you combine the two together, just look at all that Paul.
It's a tower of power.
And also, I'm just going to take this opportunity to say I'm now a Les Paul convert, because I do own a Les Paul now, and I really, really enjoy it. So, hopefully, this won't seem so hard to play as it used to do for me.
There you go, there you go. I've always loved Les Pauls.
Les Paul. So we're now going to find amplifiers.
Amplification. So I think last time we used both our favourite DSL-40.
The infamous DSL-40.
Because I think we were saying that the rigs that they use are quite similar.
Yeah.
We're just kind of EQ'd differently.
Yes. So with that in mind, we're going to get Marshall amps again. But if you come this way, we've got here a couple of Marshall Astoria amplifiers.
Marshall Astoria.
Now,
brilliant.
A little bit of backstory about the Astoria. They wanted to bring out a new Marshall amplifier that sort of really encompassed the original Marshall vibe. So they brought out a few different ones, and then they reissued them in all this black Tolex, and then they decided to bring out a limited edition vintage version. These are the same amp.
Which is really nice looking.
Yeah, these are the same amp exactly. So I guess like with the DSL-40 thing, we both got DSL-40s.
I'm thinking the same. There's no good reason not to go for the same amp each.
And they're twice the price, so...
Of the DSL-40?
Yeah,
okay.
So I'd say that's sufficiently busting.
One for me, one for Rabs.
Yes, 30 watts of power.
30 watts of power.
In answer to Matt's question.
We should be good to go. Let's go get some pedals, shall we?
All right.
Alrighty.
Yes.
There are a lot of pedals here these days.
Last time we used the Boss G7s.
Look at these. We did indeed. So you know what? I'm thinking we
should get them
use
anyway.
them again. Yeah. Just to give us a bit more shaping control. But also, we were saying about getting the Echoplex preamp pedal.
Yeah, because they just add a vintage bite.
They really do, and thicken everything up, bring it all together.
We might run into too much gain with that rig, but
you can never go wrong with too much gain.
Yeah, we can always lower the level with the G7's output control.
Yeah,
and
or we could turn the gain down.
Oh yeah, we could do that. So we need to find the Echoplex preamps, probably in the back. Matt just kindly reminded me that we used wahs last time, so
I think mainly
used an 845.
Mainly for Brian Robertson.
Yeah, I used the Vox 845, which is like a £40, £50,
60 quid, I think. Yeah.
40, 50, 60, 70. So in this case, I'm just going to go for a good quality, more expensive version of that. Yeah, shall I just get the classic Crybaby?
Yeah. Okay, fine. So you've got a wah. We need 2 EQ pedals, which are the G7 over here in Bossland. Here you go, classic equalizer pedal. Everyone should own one of these. They are awesome. So yeah, we need to find ourselves the
Echoplex preamps in the back.
And then Rabir, I think...
Let's go see what it sounds like.
And we're back in the video room.
And we are back in the video room.
We have landed once again in this marvellous, fantastical mystery quest to sound like Thin Lizzy by busting the back.
And I gotta say, it's really nice to do the first video after a long time and get to buy 4 or 5 half and a grand Les Pauls.
Half and a grand. half and a grand.
Half and a grand.
Cool, so how was it for you?
I really enjoyed it, to be honest, because the cool thing is obviously the first video after a long time, getting to play £4,500, £5,500 Les Pauls.
They are really, really things of beauty.
I'm
really enjoying it. And again, like you said, it's a really, really simple rig this time.
Yeah, and what I really like about it is that it's almost identical to last time, but way more expensive.
It's kind of like the notch up, isn't it?
And it's a nice,
few notches up.
Yeah, it's a cool place to indicate like, here's what we used for a budget, and here's not the better version, but just the more expensive version.
The enhanced version.
And I must admit, plugging in, getting a tone was super easy, fast, and it sounded rewarding immediately.
Yeah. I think we've both been riding similar settings as well on the pedals. So Echoplexes.
Everyone loves some plaque. And a G7.
Yeah, Echoplex is on full, and then G7 just providing a little bit of a kick. And I think maybe with some lead stuff.
I messed around with my set. So yeah, I suppose we should say what they were.
Yeah.
The settings were pretty much flat for me until I did some lead in the last track, Cowboy, song. And we just pumped up a bit of 6.4K at one point.
Even just having it on gives you a little bit of a nudge. But yeah, I bumped up a bit of 6.4 and also just a level, just to give me a little bit more sustain.
Yeah. So let's jump straight into each other's tones.
Yep. Go for it.
I'm playing this 58 Les Paul from the custom shop, and it's an absolutely beautiful guitar. The main reason I got it was because I thought it looked nice.
Always a solid reason.
Yeah. Now, I said in the store that, when they were playing before they got big, they had Les Pauls. They would have been around that era, so like late 60s, early 70s Les Pauls probably. And then as they started earning some money, they probably got themselves a more expensive Les Paul. This is a 58 Les Paul. It's not from 1958. It's made just like they were in 1958.
58 specs, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good. The neck's huge. As I said recently, I'm a Les Paul convert, so I must say the neck is a lot bigger than my 71 Les Paul, but it is a really nice guitar, immediately easy to play, and it sounds great. That's running into the Echoplex preamp, as we just said, and the Boss G7, same for both of us. And then we're both running into Marshall Astoria amplifiers.
Yeah, and as we said in the store, these are identical apart from finish, so they're just
There's a bit of a mystery though. There's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, so we turned them both on, trying to get our tones, and mine was way, way louder than Rabia's here.
It was a lot louder, and I'd cranked my master all the way up.
And I was like, hang on, if I match your settings, why am I about twice as loud?
Yeah.
We figured out, after lots of deliberation, that right at the back here, there's a loop level. So if you have your loop on, you can play with the level, which actually affects the level of your amp.
It acts as an attenuator almost. Now, that might be deliberate.
Or it might be accidental.
But either way, we could get these really cranked volumes, cranked tones at lower volumes using that.
It was super handy.
Whether or not that's right or not, I'm not sure, but it worked.
It worked, yeah. And bearing in mind, we're not using a loop, just to clarify.
No, we're not. So let me turn on the amplifier. Had a little bit of a hum. That's probably because I'm cranking the amp. But anyway, this is how it sounds without any of the pedals engaged. It sounds really good. If I then throw on the Echoplex, I've run it on full gain, so... It's got sustain for days.
That's lovely.
And actually, you can throw in, if you do it and then hold a note, it should do the feedback thing. It's not gonna work now, is it? Beautiful.
Nice.
And then I threw on the G7 to add a bit more bite, take out a bit of the sort of mud from 200 to 400 to get the lead tone. So. Sounds great.
Beautiful.
And that's my rig.
So my guitar over here, this is a 59, I believe, with a 58 neck.
You know, I just forgot one thing.
What? What?
I'm just going to show you what I forgot.
What?
Let's just keep this rolling. It's good. This is what I forgot.
And that's how exactly you should use a wah.
It's a Clyde McCoy. It's a Clyde. it's a Clyde McCoy Crybaby.
Right.
That we picked up. I didn't actually know it was a Clyde McCoy until we got in here.
Okay.
I just thought I'm just going to grab a Crybaby.
A Crybaby, my Clyde McCoy.
Because that's what I thought it was going to be. But instead it was a Clyde McCoy, and it worked really well for that very one tiny little
There's
bit.
3 notes.
Yeah, there was.
Or 4.
But either way, it works.
Great. So I have a 59, as I said, Les Paul from our custom shop. Similar to Beers, this is a 59 with a 58 neck. And
really
again,
nice.
really, really nice to play. I believe my neck is probably, is it similar to yours? Or yours might be a bit fatter.
Yeah, it has got some girth on it as this beast.
Yeah, but anyway, really, really nice. Sounds a little something like this. I'll just run it right into the amp first. Let's turn it on, always a good start. Oh. Yeah, pretty meaty sound.
I'm going to bump up the level.
Oh,
if you keep playing, I'm going to... That's great though.
It's a lovely, lovely sound. It's just really big, full, anthemic, you know, classic rock goodness. And yeah, as Beer said, you can go pretty gainy with this. We're not even running the gain. I mean, I'm on half on the gain. Master's pretty cranked. But yeah, there's lots of scope to go heavier.
And it's worth saying on the amplifiers, they've got a couple of push-pull pots for things like treble boosts and gain boosts and things like that. There's a high and a low input.
And there is a boost switch as well.
And there's an edge control. And admittedly, we turned it off.
Well, it's not sounds like U2, so we don't need any edge.
No, we don't.
That's it.
So we turned it off. In any case, that was Sound Like Thin Lizzy by Busting the Bank.
It was indeed, so you can find all the gear in the description box below and leave us a comment and let us know how you think we did.
And if you'd like us to sound like anyone else without a budget, then also comment in the comment section below. Oh, with a budget, we don't really care. Just put it in the comment section below.
Just write something, say hi.
On that note, I've been Rabia.
And I've been Matt.
And this has been Sound Like on Andertons TV.
Ciao for now.
Woo!
What the?
Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's because we've gone over it so many times, I've started to lose the plot.
You just forget actually what you're doing.
Ah! I was so close.